Hey folks, Real World Prepper here in Winter Wonderland. Winter Wonderland. So, we have finally got the, starting to get the full brunt of this weather system that has moved in to many of you guys' area, I know. I don't want to hear any jokes from those of you in the north who would say that this is nothing. Because for us here in the greater Mid-South, West Tennessee, we don't get this very often, hardly at all, every many years. And it's supposed to continue for the next like 3 or 4 days. And the roads are already slicked up. My employer is closed. My wife's employer is closed. They announced that yesterday. My guess is that there's going to be, this closure is going to go on for a few days because the roads are treacherous and people here from the south don't know anything about driving in the snow, as many of you like to joke. So, that being said, here we are hunkered down, but we're hunkered down with everything that we need. Everything that we need, we've got. We've got power. We've got ways to produce power should we have any issues with our power lines or anything else. We've got heat, albeit we would have to centralize our hanging out into one room to make it feasible and make it work. But we've got all the food and water, and medical supplies, and fun stuff. You know, we've got everything that we need. This is why we prep. This is a good example of why we prep. And I've used the example before, and I want to say if you went back to my very first video, one of the examples I cited was back in 1994 in this area, and many of you may remember this because it stretched a broad swath, but in 1994 in February, we had an ice storm. Now, it wasn't snow, it was an ice storm. And there was literally 5-6 inches of ice stuck on everything. You couldn't even get into a vehicle, you know, much less do anything else. Everything was shut down, people without power for up to 3 weeks in some cases. And those that didn't have any more than a couple of days worth of groceries, they suffered. It was bad for a lot of people. And I always used that example as a good reason to prep. Now, that's not why I started prepping, but that was the first example when God spoke to me and told me to put up my stores back in November of 2011, which is when this started for me. He literally began speaking to me audibly, the Lord did. He told me to prep and prepare for when times are lean. I don't think he meant for me to prep for an ice storm or winter weather, although, a perfect example as to why we do it. So imagine if things were worse. Imagine if things were, we know that this stuff's gonna, you know, melt off and go away in the course of, you know, several days or however long it takes. But what if this were sustained? Maybe not the weather aspect, but what if you couldn't get out and there was nowhere to go, nothing to have, nothing to buy, no roads to travel on, or no way to do it? This is why we prep, ladies and gentlemen. We prep for when times are tough and when times are lean so that we do not suffer as a family and as a community. So I just want to share that with you. It's beautiful out here. Little RWP has some schooling to do. He's homeschooled, so he's got to do some school. And then we're going to come out here and play as long as we can stand the 12-degree temperature that it is right now. So we'll probably come out in shifts and play a little. Old Blue's not going anywhere today. None of us are. But we're going to enjoy this. Hope you guys are safe and warm and with your family. And with that, just wanted to check in and say, happy winter storm. Hope you're prepared. This is why we do it, guys. This is a perfect example as to why we do it. So with that, I'll speak to you later. Thanks for everybody that has joined me here, subscribed here on YouTube, and thanks for all of you that have joined me over on Patreon. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Steve at Integrated Preparedness, I consider a friend. He's a good guy, and his books are amazing. I thoroughly enjoy them, and I'm excitedly awaiting edition number 5 to come out of his stuff. So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks so much. We'll speak to you soon. Real World Prepper. Bye.